Hi everybody, I'm Abby. Welcome to Bellastitch. I made it! I'm back after a week. Uploading very late, but it's still a week. Okay, so as promised, I am going to talk about my visit to two cross-stitch shops. I forgot to mention the other cross-stitch shop, but I visited two shops recently, and I'm also going to show my more recent long dog projects. So let's get started. So in July, is that right? Yeah, in July, we went to Club Motorsports in Tamworth, New Hampshire, and my husband was like, why don't you go to a cross-stitch shop? And I remember someone somewhere, maybe on Facebook, mentioning that there is a new shop in New Hampshire. I found the name. It's called Enchanted Stitcher. And I looked at the website and I'm like, this shop doesn't exist. But it does exist. I will link the Facebook page in the description box below. So the last time I checked, her website is not yet updated, but her Facebook page is. Okay, so the Enchanted Stitcher is a shop owned by Nikki, what's her name? Nikki Toy Karen. And she's very sweet. The shop is in a room in her house. Her house is so cute. Okay, so you walk in the door. There's a door on the right that's shut, and then the stairs are like have a nice they're cordoned off, and then you walk down the hallway and the shop's there. It's a cute little shop. She just opened, so go support her. New Hampshire, actually New England, go support her so her shop can grow. The thing I really enjoyed about her shop was that it was small, and I know for sure I saw everything that she had available. And she was very nice to my kids. I brought the kids along. They petted the cat. I forgot to take pictures. Sorry, I was busy trying to contain my joy because she had fabric. So I bought some fabric. I also bought two charts. There's going to be a lot of crinkling, and you'll just have to get over it. Okay, so I bought two charts. The first chart is Summer Nights by Bendy Stitchy, because I love me a red house. And this other one is by Ink Circles, called Mantis Life. It says Love, Pray, Eat. Okay, so those are the charts. And then I also bought some floss. I think it's these. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's these. I bought some floss. I bought 3 of the weeks that I needed for, excuse me, I think for this, from Tricks or Treat. I'm pretty sure. Let me check. Yep. So I bought the weeks I needed for this chart out of the book Tricks or Treat. So that should stay together. So I don't, next week go, what the heck are these flosses for? Alright, and then I bought fabric. I got 3 pieces of linen. Okay, I'll show them to you. All from different brands. Sorry, the crinkling, I'll move. Okay. From different brands. Different brands and different counts. So she does have a nice variety. so this is Driftwood 32 count by Fabrics by Stephanie. It's so nice. What is this? Fat quarter. So there it is. That's the whole thing. It's getting washed out. Okay, I'm gonna adjust my light. Okay, so Driftwood 32 count by Stephanie, Fabrics by Stephanie. Super nice. I don't know what I haven't assigned this to a project just yet. Okay. So, oh, and her packaging, her fabric came in, oh, a resealable bag. At least the ones I bought came this way. Alright. And yes, I will be putting things away. I'm sure you'll get over it. Okay. Next one, new to me. Oh, I've used Fabrics by Stephanie before. This one is new to me. Needle Bling Designs. I've heard of this company before. This color is Shrekie's Tan, 40 count. I got a fat half. Oh, that's very nice. Alright, so like just a nice like a little bit darker than Light Exemplar. Actually, okay, here. This is Light Exemplar. Alright, that's not even. So it's tan. Oh, here. Oh, this is Platinum, and this is Shrekie's Tan. So it's a nice tan color. Okay, and that was a fat half. And then next, Dames of the Needle. I think I've used their fabric before. Yes, I've used Aged Saffron before. This is 46 count Hawaiian Nut. I got a half. This one is, yep. Another, I think that light's messing it up. Okay. It's kind of yellowy. I will use Platinum as the control. That's Platinum against Hawaiian Nut. So, very nice. I like it. I'm excited. I can see the holes. So, not too much shrinkage. Yep. So that was my trip to the Enchanted Stitcher in Wakefield, New Hampshire. Again, information will be below on the description box. She will also do mail order. So you give her a call and purchase. Alright, next we went to Rochester to visit my in-laws. And that was fun and bittersweet. Okay, I wanted to show you two pieces. I can't find the other one. I don't know where it went, but I want to show you this one. I'll show you the other one next time. So this piece, a giant poinsettia. I stitched it in 1997. It's on Aida. I did 3 strands. 3 strands for the crosses and then 2 strands for the back stitch. I guess I've always liked really saturated stitching. This is from a magazine. It was in the front cover. Looks like this. I think For the Love of Cross Stitch. I have stitched this at least twice. The first version I stitched in white. It is now in a house in Brunei. My mom's friend from Brunei loved flowers and she bought everything I stitched. This one I kept. And did I bring it with me when I traveled? I don't think I brought this with me when I moved to America. I think my mom had it mailed to me or something. I framed it and I gave it to my husband's grandmother for Christmas 2003, our first Christmas after we got married. And Grandma passed away in 2021 in 2020. Why don't I remember? I don't remember. She passed away during COVID. Not because of COVID, but she passed. The last time I saw her was 2019. So I got this back. I am going to hang this in the corner over there, and then on the other wall I'll hang the angel that I gave to Aunt Mim, Grandma's twin sister, the same Christmas 2003, so they can be together. And then when I find the little project that will go on the bookcase downstairs next to the other small that I gave to Aunt Mim, so they can stay together because they always wanted to be together. So there's that. Yeah, so you know, bittersweet to get something back. So there you go. So I got that back from my mother-in-law, and then we also went to the Genesee Country Village and Museum in Mumford, New York. So it is similar to Plymouth Plantation or Sturbridge Village. If you've been here in New England, it's like they recreated a town with historic buildings. Like this one, all the buildings were transferred all over from New York State, and I've always loved. This is my second time visiting there. I love it. I'll show a photo of this cabinet from the apothecary. I fell in love with this cabinet in 2011. We went there. I was pregnant with Freya. And I loved it. Loved it. And I've always loved it. And in 2020, my husband gifted me with my own apothecary cabinet. So my DMC and my overdyed cottons and my sparkly thread, my sewing thread, my finishing ribbons are in my antique Chinese medicine cabinet. So there was a shop there. There were some cross stitch sightings, a lot of embroidery, a lot of tapestry. Some I couldn't quite tell if they were cross stitch, I asked if I could go past the barrier to see and verify, because the volunteer, the worker, whoever was there in the building didn't know for sure, and I was denied my request. Anyway, I purchased 2 kits. These are by the Posy Collection. Not my first time purchasing a Posy Collection kit. Okay, so I got this one. This is called Quilt Square. So that's cute, vibrant. It comes with Ada and the DMC. And then I got the Hide House sampler. So the Hide House is one of my favorite houses to visit in Mumford. It's absolutely beautiful. It's an octagonal house. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yep, it was awesome. The finished size is 4.5 by 6.5 on 18 count. So also love the colors. So love that. And then we went to Hobby House. I did not take a video. I didn't take many photos. I took like 3 photos, I think. I stepped in the building, and immediately on your right, as you walk in, you will see this. I saw this, grabbed it off the wall, and I just hugged it, and I just stared at the wall for like 5 minutes. And I just didn't know what else to do with myself. Okay, so I got, this is 40 count feldspar linen by Picture the Spas. 40 count, they didn't have 36, or I didn't see it, or, you know, whatever. So I got a yard of it. Kathy was like, if you need anything cut, David's in the back. I'm like, we're not cutting anything. So this is a yard of feldspar. It's very nice. It's kind of like cauldron light. This is the new cauldron. Anyway, it's very nice. I picked that up. I think I'm going to use it for the Fox by Cottage Garden Sampling, right? I think that will go well. Oh, and I also bought some floss. I bought the floss for this. It needed burnt orange and chalk. So, burnt orange, which I have stolen a skein from for another project, which you can see next week. And okay, so it's very organized. When you buy floss, they had it all bundled by brand. Okay, so, and then the rest is DMC. So yay, I think that will work. I haven't pulled the DMC yet, but that's easy. Okay, oh, the model was stitched on Mirage. Picture this plus. So I got that. And then I also got some, what is this? 36 count eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit. This is 36, I just said that. 36 count eucalyptus by Fox and Rabbit. This is a fat quarter. It's very nice. I don't know what project to do with that yet. And then I got 36 count Velt. Picture this plus. Also a fat quarter. I thought that I could stitch spotted pigs on Velt. That would work. Then I also purchased a yard of 36 count platinum because platinum. And 36 count is my favorite fabric count. Okay, and then I also bought floss for projects that are partially kitted up, like missing things. So my husband bought this off of my my 123 wish list, and he also got the floss. I got the floss for it, and I was missing a couple of floss, so I got those, and I think I'm missing 2 more, but that's okay. I'm sure I can manage. Sorry, crinkle. The Alexanders of Lintrathen, 1829, will be done on 46 count old sheep by Xju. This fabric I purchased a while ago from Enchanted Stitcher. Alright. So those will be together in my Reynolds Food Corp project bag. Some of the other things my husband got for me. This is Stacey Nash Buttermilk and Blue Sampler Sewing Bag. Super cute. It's stitched on 32 count and it uses wool. I'm missing 5 skeins of Portobello. So 123 didn't have the Portobello, and neither did Hobby House. Oh, cute snap down. Okay, next I have First Snowfall by Stacey Nash again. Jenny Stitching Simply is working on this. Her progress is inspiring. This is 105 by 96. I should start that soon. It's very cute. Okay. Next, more Stacey Nash. This is Rose Cottage Sampler Pin Keep. It's done with DMC. And this one is Mary Mary Pin Keep, also by Stacey Nash. Super nice. Okay. And then he got me Barbara Anna, the Witch, the Crow, and the Pumpkin. He was really trying to kit up everything for me. So he got me some 32 count natural linen to stitch this on. So that's awesome. And then this is done with DMC. And then I have wool from Marlene for that. So super nice. Let's see. Oh, and he also got me Fiona and Edward. I've actually started this one. I'll show that to you next week. Fiona and Edward. With the NPI. Yee, my first time using NPI. Very exciting. And then, what else got me other things? Oh, okay. One more Stacey Nash. This is Hannah Jenkinson Sampler. Okay. And then this one is stitched with DMC on 28 count. Picture this plus ale. They didn't have ale, but they suggested, what is this one? Wheat Lugana. So my husband got me that. I've never used that before, so very exciting. And then he got me 3 long dogs. Moulin Rouge, Templar Prophecy, and Legal High. And then I think a couple weeks after that, I bought 5 more long dogs. I got fish and chips before I lay me down to sleep. Something, what was it? Before I sleep, tap dancers, you belong to me. How many is that now? Before I sleep, tap dancers, you belong to me. I don't remember. I'm gonna check my phone. Oh my god, that's terrible. Oh, hang on. Chill. Long dog samplers. Okay, I got fish and chips, Ragnarok, tap dancers, before I sleep, and you belong to me. Alright, awesome. So, for before I sleep, I'm thinking charcoal Zweigart with 3865 DMC. I think that'll be pretty. I haven't started that one yet. And then for tap dancers, I'm thinking tap dancers, the Country Mocha, 36 count Country Mocha with Anchor 0150. I think that is going to look really nice. And then for Ragnarok, where is my Ragnarok? That one I think will be on, where is my Ragnarok? I can't remember where I put it. Okay, Ragnarok will be on Flax with DMC 310. I think. For now, maybe, I'm not sure. Okay, so, oh, here's Ragnarok. Oh, no, I lied. Ragnarok, I'm thinking, here's Ragnarok on Flax with Met Black HDF, which I will not have enough of. I will need to order, but it is, focus. It's black and purple. There we go. Focus. Alright, that's all it wants to do. Right? Maybe? But no rush to start that one right now. Not in immediate start, but it was on the radar, so it was purchased. Okay. So the one that really captured my heart. Okay, we're in the long dog portion now. These are the long dogs that I've worked on so far this year. This one really captured my heart. This is Templar Prophecy on 36 count hot cocoa by Graham Cracker Fabric with Silks for You silk. I don't know the number. So I'm also using some primitive black and some petite treasure braid for the crowns. All the birds will be in primitive black. And some other things will be in primitive black, depending on how I feel. The little mouse is on primitive black. This has been my prednisone project. On July 3rd, I went to bed. I was fine. Everything was fine. And on July 4th, I woke up and I couldn't hear properly out of my right ear. Actually, out of both ears. They were plugged. It felt stuffed. That's all I could hear. And I was diagnosed with sudden hearing loss and placed on a 3-week course of prednisone. So that was fun, only sleeping 3 hours a night. So I worked on this. This is my prednisone project. That is Charles Leclerc. I've also nicknamed this project Charlos. So Charles Leclerc, and I'm working on Carlos Sainz over here. So I don't know who the other characters are going to be, who's what yet. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out as I work on this. So it's super fun. I like it a lot. This is my floss. I don't know what number this is. I won this Hank from Silks For You ages ago, and I finally found the project for it. Alright, so that's my progress on Temple Prophecy. I should have done this one last, because this one I think has the most progress. Alright. Next, I have a small start on You Belong to Me. I don't have the picture. It's the one with the pyramids. Oh, that is washing out. Ah, there you go. It's kind of washing out. Maybe like that. Anyway, this is on 46 count. What is this? 46 count. $46 count something. Oh. 46 count. It was supposed to be for the Alexanders, and mine ended up being too dark. $46 count. Oh my lord. Coco by Weeks Dye Works, Weigart base, because regular base is gross. So 46 count Weeks. This Weigart base, still not my favorite, but the color's nice, and my floss looks nice. My floss is HDF. Oh, it's bright blue. It's washing out. It's not like that. Anyway, the color's very hard to photograph, but there you go. That's my start on You Belong to Me. Next, earlier this year, well, actually no, that's a lie. I think I started this last year, Kinto Akuto. Did I start this last year? I don't remember when I started this. You remember maybe. I worked on this a little bit this year. This is on 40 count. 40 count platinum with HDF floss. It's Old Maid of the Vineyard in Primitive Black. I really like it. I like all my long dogs. Next long dog project comes from Labra de Noir. Labra de Noir. De Noir. I don't remember. Book of Noah, I think. I am stitching Winterborn with Jenny Long Dog. Jenny! Oh, where is it? Okay, so Winterborn, which was done in blue in this book. Mine is on coffee dyed 40 count, and I am using 2 different weights of HDF in rubbed vermilion. Here's my progress. It's so pretty. Okay, so why am I using 2 strands? Abby, why are you using 2 different weights of floss? Because I had all these spools in a little sandwich baggie, and I thought I had plenty of rubbed vermilion, and it turns out they were 2 different weights. So back in the day, Vicky had regular and premium. Regular was the same weight as DMC, you know, normal. And then premium was the weight of 2 strands in 1 strand. So my stash was a mix. So I decided to use the premium for the border and the letters. So it's a little tight doing that, but I like it because it gives it an embossed look. Especially like you see the difference here. That's like regular and this is premium. So definitely more saturated in the borders and the letters. So I am absolutely thrilled with the progress on this. I love it so much. I love the colors. I just finished this motif and I'm working on this one. I had to frog here because I made a mistake, but that's fine. So yay! That is Winterborn by HDF. Next is Legal High, purchased by my husband. I am stitching this on graham cracker fabric Petty 4, 36 count with DMC 310. Because, you know, I gotta use this up. Okay. I have a small start. I started in the middle. Started in the top center. Because I wasn't sure. I wanted to make sure it fit on the fat half. So here is Legal High with DMC 310. Looks really nice. I really like 2 strands on 36 count. I like the dense saturated look of it. Okay, next is, again, purchased by my husband, Moulin Rouge. I've loved this since the beginning of time. And this one I'm stitching on, oh, I'm not insane. I'm really not. Well, maybe I am, but you know, it's fine. This is on, where's my floss? I'm stitching this on cream with Dragon Blood. It's 55 count Bellina by Swigart. Here's my floss. It's so good. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. It's very tiny. It's very, very tiny. Moulin Rouge is 364 by 364. If you stitch it on 55 count, it'll fit in a 13 by 13 frame. Yeah. But it's so pretty. Alright. And then my last long dog whip is fish and chips. I saw this and I love it. There's a whale. I had to go stitch it for my kid. I am stitching it on 36 count on mystery linen with HDF dark abalone. Is that how you say it? Abalone? There you go. The color is washing out with the... There we go. That's the correct color. Yay! This one is the currently has my attention, and now I have found my notes. Oh, they were under... It's fine. Oh, I can show you the other things that I bought. I bought floss. Okay. I kitted up other things. So I bought floss for oopsies. ABC Horn Book by Primitive Needle. I don't know what fabric I'll use for this yet. But I have the floss. And then thanks Shelly. Hi Shelly. Shelly, it's only stitching. I kitted up. I don't think I have all. I don't have all of it yet, but I kitted up Anna Grader 1812. That looks nice. Oh, 36 count. Okay. And then lastly, I gotta keep them together. Lastly, I kitted up. I don't think I have all of it. Caroline Behringer. She is done in wool. So I got, oopsies. I got some of the wool. Holy moly. This is, I'm guessing 32 count. I have to find fabric for it. But yeah, now I can start it. So yay! So I'm on a no buy situation for a while because I have all these things and I don't need anything. I won't need anything for a while. So that's today's episode. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is a bit longer than last time. Next week I will show you the other projects I've been working on since, you know, I last showed up here in February and January. I've worked on other projects, so I'll show those to you. Hopefully a finish? Probably not. I'll be close to a finish on one thing. So that's exciting. And if you have comments, questions, suggestions, any suggestions on what you want me to cover, let me know. Description down below. Bendy Stitchy has contacted me about her price. Grace E. Robles, you need to message me. Bellastitch@gmail.com or message me on Instagram. Although I think your Instagram got hacked. The last time I saw your Instagram, you were like posting about NFTs or something. So check your Instagram. All right, that's today's episode. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.